It will depend on whether you survive or not, and accordingly you will pay a lot. She said, no, 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 no need for any police, no need for any police. She sat down, and they helped her, well, to drag the bike away. It was quite badly damaged, and she was also quite badly hurt. When you film people here, it just annoys everyone. No one wants to be filmed.
Subtitles made by Dima Torzok. Police, I want you to please kindly provide suggestions and advice on the most popular questions. Tourists arrive, get on a bike, and then go. They, for example, do not understand that they need to ride with a helmet. They are stopped by the police. How to communicate with the police? How to negotiate with them? How should one behave in general? Is it acceptable for someone, so to speak, to give a fist massage?
Listen. It's very simple. Remember that recommendation I told you? You just need to don't try to avoid paying. When you break the rules, what are the main stories we have? Running a red light, riding without a helmet, riding without a shirt. Those are the 3 main points. Oh, and you can't ride naked. Well, Columbus, you can't drive by the traffic rules of Indonesia. If the people who get their licenses here had ever gone there and obtained them through exams. So I was sitting there and taking these exams in Indonesian. And yes, there is a rule that you cannot ride without a shirt.
I find it surprising that there are traffic rules in Indonesia at all.
Well, yes.
Is this real?
Yes, there are traffic rules. Yes, there. You have 2 buttons and you are given different situations.
Yes.
You are either benar or salah, meaning you choose right or wrong.
Okay, look, why do they all drive however they want?
Well, I can't say that. Look, my experience driving in Indonesia, not just in Bali, in Indonesia, it's also different, yes. Everyone drives a little differently. In Bali, the culture of traffic is less developed because they generally do not take exams and do not have licenses.
They are riding around?
They just drive around, yes. That's why traffic rules like, staying in the left lane, although that's also a traffic rule. If you're driving slowly, you should stay in the left lane so that others can overtake you. But here, no one does that. Yes. And when I got my license, officially, I regretted learning that there are traffic rules here because I see some chaos, and it's completely inconsistent. I think to myself, well, according to the rules, you should be doing this. And now I already regret studying these rules at all because of this.
They drive, I will repeat once again, they drive however they want. And it seems to me that the main thing, as someone very great, a guru, told me, is that they are guided by one rule. It is simply not to create problems for someone.
Yes, I absolutely, completely agree.
But at the same time, they pull out in front of you. If it's a secondary road leading to the main one, no one pays attention. They just pull out and go about their business. And you have to understand that someone might... In the perspective of some T-shaped intersection, you should understand that someone might come out from here and take a little to the right.
She is naturally here. There is an understanding that there is more responsibility on the one who is driving behind, as they see more. Well, you just have to understand that you really assess the situation better, and that's it. And when people jump out from all sides, you calmly accelerate in the same flow and keep driving.
That's one thing. Secondly, I notice that whoever is driving ahead doesn't look at who is coming from the right or left. They just go wherever they want.
I often notice that they are watching vision.
But when turning, they give some signals, wave their hands, and so on. Yes, that happens too.
Straight ahead. No, in my opinion, I have often started to pay attention to this. They look, that is, they use mirrors very actively, in fact. Well, it probably depends on the area. I drive on the highway, and there, of course, they pay attention. I once hit an old woman from Ubud here, in Ubud. It's interesting. And overall, I have probably been in accidents in Ubud about 4 or 5 times, of different kinds.
Seriously?
Yeah. Come on, tell me about that topic. One time I paid $3 million because a person ran out and shouted like, dude, you scratched my car, you scratched my car. I say, brother, this is karma, you have to understand that this was given to you for a reason. He says, you scratched my car. I say, okay, tell me how much I owe you. I don't know. He started to consult there. He was very worried, really, he was very worried. In the end, I paid and just told him, be more careful. You're getting so worked up over this, but it's just a car. I said, it's not a big deal. He is like that, but it's because you are rich. You don't worry about money the way I do. I say, no, it's not because of that. I say, you have problems. You are attached to your material possessions. Well, in general, I translated this whole story into an esoteric tone, and he calmed down in the end. And I paid the money, of course, yes. But before I paid the money, I translated it into an esoteric manner so that he would understand it differently. And who was right? I think he was right.
No, I mean, so you haven't broken the rules, or you...
I broke the rules, I think, yes, I was jumping out.
And what if a violator breaks the rules and receives, let's say, this...
Well, there was this grandmother who was in the wrong, for example. She suddenly started to turn, and I was already overtaking her, and she didn't use her turn signals or anything. But she fell, looked at me, I also looked at her and said, well, it seems we have a conflict here. We can call the police to help us sort this out because I don't understand who is right, although I understood everything, of course.
Currently, China, Turkey, and even Dubai are suppressing and simply cutting off opportunities for business, especially from Russia.
Yes.
Everyone wants to move to a good place to live and recover quickly as possible. Any recommendations?
Southeast Asia and 100% Indonesia. Because firstly, we have low taxes here. And secondly, we have, in a good sense, a financial dump where there is no strict and rigorous financial regulation, at least at the current moment. It becomes quite easy to relocate or open a new business right here, and from there, having a company in Indonesia to distribute money or send it wherever you need. But who will do it? There is an excellent, amazing, absolutely magnificent channel called Expert Bali. You can go there. There is a lot of useful information on that channel about how to do it step by step, who specifically will do it, and how to essentially organize this business turnkey, even without flying to Indonesia. It's great. She said, no, we don't need any police, we don't need any police. She sat down. They helped her, well, to move the bike. It was quite badly damaged, and she was also quite badly hurt. Yes, I asked if anyone had any questions, and everyone said that no one had any questions. I said thank you very much, and I asked if I could help with anything, and they said no, and I left, that's all.
And in such situations, could an unexpected surprise come later?
Well, I recognized everyone, and I suggested calling the police. I think, in this case, no.
It needs to be filmed somehow. What is happening there with everyone?
Don't, damn it. When you're filming people here in the video, it just annoys everyone. Don't film anyone.
Here, this is an important remark.
Do not film anyone, especially government authorities.
Well, that's clear. So you talk to everyone and everyone is happy. Well, that's a lucky coincidence.
This is a happy coincidence, yes.
Usually if someone hits someone else, a tourist hitting a local, what situations arise?
Are you talking being killed in traffic?
Well, this... don't know if it needs discussing. Probably. Maybe it does.
What situations arise?
They just hit someone, yes, and call an ambulance. There's a person lying in blood. Well, in general, the police arrive. What happens next?
An investigation is being conducted to determine who is right and who is wrong. Here, it is actually the same story regarding traffic rules. You can be imprisoned for involuntary manslaughter if you have killed someone. But you definitely broke the rules, killed a person, go to jail.
Broke the rules, hit a person, the person is in the hospital?
It will depend on whether you survive or not. Accordingly, you will likely pay a lot.
And during the time you are there, do you give your passport?
Well, usually... the police always take your documents for the bike, and your documents, your license, and give you a receipt stating that your license has been taken. As a rule, they say something like, we have to take at least one, but they can take both. Well, then you are told to appear in Denpasar, at the police department to sort out the case.
There is no different police here, there is one police.
This is Denpasar, right? Well, specifically the traffic police. Yes.
Yes, that means they won't ask where your passport is and so on.
No. They are guided by the rules and they need to. Although if you don't have a license, I don't know what to say, by the way.
You need a license and you need... Ah, documents for the bike. Yes. Okay. So, compensation for some damage if you are riding and Indonesia crashes into you.
Don't expect any compensation from an Indonesian. They will promise to give contact numbers, saying just let's part ways, there are no problems, I will compensate you, but no one compensates anything. They will leave for Java and go into hiding, seriously.
Okay. If you are entering Indonesia?
They will demand that you compensate, and you will compensate.
In any case...
Yes. Because, well, look, you can refuse to compensate, insist for a long time, the police will arrive, and they will start explaining the whole situation to you, that you need to compensate or somehow resolve this issue, or we will take you to the police station and sort it out there. It's easier to just pay. It's not that much money.
It is better to resolve any conflict situation on the spot immediately.
Naturally, not bringing it to anything at all.
This is the most important thing. Next, if the police arrive, they start to determine what the chances are. That if you are right, you will actually be right in reality.
Very big. If you haven't violated any rights, helmet, vehicle registration, everything with you, you weren't riding in just your underwear, it's a very big option, a very big chance.
A biker crashes into you, breaks your bike, and is just lying, with no questions asked of you.
Yes, if you haven't violated any rules, including in terms of driving.
Well, of course, that's fine. But if you arrive, and there's some kind of scratch, in short, any minor accident, and you come to an agreement and leave from that accident, he can call the police and say such and such.
I have never heard such stories. Usually when, well, they negotiate. Typically, all agreements end with you paying the police, to be honest. Maybe I'm just a wealthy person, or perhaps I am rich on the inside.
I understand, yes, but you know that there is something very good in the Soviet mentality. It's like, how should I put it? A default feature, right?
What should I pay?
Get the hell out of there. Get out of the place, let's say, an accident.
Well, I don't think they'll find you in this case at all, if we're going to get into it.
What are the consequences? If the police see that you have consumed alcohol.
Oh, well, that's a difficult question. I don't know, considering that alcohol doesn't even come into my field of vision. I mean, in life. As far as I know, there is a minimum allowable blood alcohol content here, but I'm not sure how much.
But I have never seen anyone being stopped and checked for this.
No, you don't live in the right area. They constantly check for alcohol in Kuta. Seriously. Yes, yes, yes.
Do they stop and check scooters?
Yes, yes, yes.
There is a legend if you are driving a car. It commands much more respect from the police, and you are less likely to be stopped for a check.
Oh, I honestly don't know anything about that. I think that when you... The question is not that. The question is, the police will never stop you if they have no grounds. Even if there is some kind of check, if there is no reason, they will not stop a foreigner. They don't want problems with foreigners. In fact, they treat foreigners confidently and respectfully, just to have a reason to stop the car. Well, there are many more reasons to stop bikers, you know. Again, riding without a helmet is visually obvious. As for cars, I don't even know what the grounds should be, so probably cars are rarely stopped. Plus, the roads here are very narrow. Stopping a car means creating a traffic jam, you know. So that's it. Here, the police themselves create these traffic jams when they go out onto the road. And if they stop cars, God forbid, to be honest.
Get up. Get on up. Get up. Get on up.